So welcome to another video. Please don't mind the cord. I'm not that fancy of a YouTuber yet, where I have those wireless mics, and now that I don't hold my iPhone, I don't really know what to do with my hands. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about indoor trainers. All right, let's be honest, indoor training sucks. But for us living in cold places like Denmark, it's kind of like the only way that we can keep training throughout winter. That said, I don't think that it has to suck as much as you might think. With a couple of tips, I think that you can get Swift and indoor training a bit more enjoyable. So let's take a look. Okay, so first step into making indoor training less painful is to get yourself a good indoor trainer. I've only used direct drive trainers, and I cannot see myself going back to wheel on. They're just more accurate, quieter, and overall gives a better ride feel. This is not a sponsored video, but I would recommend the Wahoo Kicker Core. It's relatively affordable, got some solid specs, and yeah, overall it's just a good experience to ride on, I think, for the money at least. And also pretty important, remember to grab yourself some sort of mat. I just purchased this training mat from Reebok, I think it is, and so far it's doing a great job. Wahoo also makes a mat, but I remember it is pretty big. This one fits the size, it's like just in the right size. Gets all the sweat off, and if you're riding with a wax chain as I do, it also grabs up all the wax on the mat, and it will also help keeping your neighbors happy, because this will also make the whole ride a bit more quiet. Now, talking of sweat, I cannot stress this enough. Grab some towels. It'll protect your bike, and it'll also make the overall ride just more comfortable, knowing that your bike will be protected from all the sweat and that sort of thing. I think it could be detrimental to the bike. I haven't experienced any problems with it myself, but I've also always ridden with a towel. Typically I go for like 2-hour rides with one towel, and if I'm going more than 2 hours, then I'll grab 2 towels. For me, this size of towel, perfect, but you can also just go with the big one and, you know, move it around if that's more of your type of thing. Now for the tech. You can ride your trainer using nothing but the Wahoo app on your phone, or even connect through your head unit if you want to keep things simple. But let's be real, indoor cycling gets a lot more fun with apps like Swift. For me, Swift is less about the virtual world and more about gamifying my training. I love leveling up, unlocking new gear, and chasing batches. Plus, it makes structured workouts so much easier with all the metrics right on screen. Now, here are some bonus tips. You might think that I have this like super perfect setup. Actually, I just use my, washing bin, I guess. I'm gonna put that there, boom. I'll take this box from a Canyon bike I had, and gonna place it right there. And then I'm gonna take my computer. If you're a fancy boy, you can also take your iPad. But yeah, then I just basically plop that there, and then on typically my longer or just easy rides, actually anything where it's not a structured ride, I just pop on that shit with a podcast, and I run the Swift on my iPhone. If I'm not running any podcast or movies on there, I actually just give a call to my best friend Rasmus, because he lives in Jutland, which is quite far away from here, and he also trains Swift in the winter. So we just chat along, catch up, and I actually find this a very enjoyable way to Swift. Hours fly by, so I highly recommend that. Final tip is about this water bottle. I used to just have to fill up 2 bottles, because then I could ride on for 2 hours. But actually having only 1 bottle forces you to get off the bike and fill it up every hour. Even though I'm only doing 2 hours, I only ride with 1 bottle to get off the bike, fill it up. If I'm in my David Goggins mode, of course I'll do 2 bottles. But having only 1 bottle, just getting off the bike, one time every hour really makes a big difference on the comfort on the bike and also just the mental thing about breaking things up. So riding for 4 hours became much easier when I got off the bike like that. Another thing that you might want to take into consideration that my buddy Rasmus just told me, this is the way that he's doing his indoor training this season, is that instead of having that 3 hour, 4 hour ride in the weekend and really suffering through that ride, he actually only rides 2 hours, but he does it 6 times a week, which it feels so easy getting in 12 hours of training. And I really think that that's just a great tip on how to get hours in on the trainer rather than doing your standard 3 hours, 4 hours, and sometimes 5 hours in the weekend, because ain't no way I'm gonna sit on this thing for 5 hours. But anyway, that was the video. Yeah, a bit more informative, and I just hope that you like it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.